Nice. Oh, hey. Uncle Trav coming to you from the Old Hickory area today. Working on my short game a little bit because we got done a little early with this 25-foot pondless that we started earlier last week. So I guess first thing you can see is we've got a bridge over troubled water. No, I don't think so. Over calm water down here at the bottom. We had a little bit of extra gravel left over, so we checked with the homeowner to see if we could put a path in here. It is not golf cart approved, but you can walk over it as we intend, and you come right over the bridge, which the homeowner had this bridge pre-built. That was part of the plan when we put the water feature in. He wanted to be able to have the bridge integrated into it so he could transfer from the patio over the stream onto his putting green that he had installed earlier this summer. Okay, so what we got down here is practically an 8-foot basin, that's a good, long, big basin. Got a nice gorge depth in the bottom down here. That's gonna allow us for, well, I mean, shoot, if you wanted to, you could have water all the way up to here, but you know, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 inches of water down here kind of just extends visually that flow of water where it terminates under the bridge, which we'll take a look at here in a second. But nice big statement rocks down here. And I think it looks great, came in really nicely. So what the homeowner was trying to achieve here, in addition to having this bridge just traverse the stream, he wanted it to look like there was actually a creek running underneath it with the water breaking over the weir, which that was super fun to construct, Matt and myself. So there's a little micro weir under here that I kind of just had to do to retain the main weir right here, which it just added to that realistic look, which I was super proud of how that came out. This guy right here, we originally just had a little bit of a choke going here. The homeowner asked if we could dam this up a little bit higher to have that water a little thicker up in the pooling area. And you know, he was right, it looks great. I added a couple little rocks over here, brought my foam up a little higher on both sides, and plunked in another rock back here and foamed that in as well, adding to the weir. And it's a little bit higher than these guys. It helped raise that up, get that water deep back there. And it's a nice little babbling, kind of like a creek you'd see in a park or maybe even a golf course. What we've got here is a moss rock, and we've got one over here on the other side. They are doing nothing but looking pretty. This guy's literally just sitting in here. This one was Montana's idea, and when the homeowner saw this, and then he saw this other moss rock, he asked if we could kind of give it a sibling over here, which was a great idea. It's got a nice little cutout on it, which makes it look like the water's cut that out over the centuries. This moss, as long as it stays in the water and wicking water out here in this full sun, this moss will take over this rock. It's crazy how it happens. Moss doesn't like to grow in full sun unless you keep it wet all the time. Nice little aesthetic piece, really kind of ties the room together, kind of like the dude's rug. This is the big pooling area we got going down here. This was another kind of request from the homeowner. He wanted it to be sort of a calming, not a calming body of water, but a calm body of water, which is why the stream is a little less high, a little more subtle than we've had in the past. It's got good sound. As you can see, it's moving the water and churning it up really well. It's a bigger area, so I went with a slightly bigger pump than we normally do. This is a 5,000 gallon per hour pump. Found this piece of driftwood right next door underneath this pine tree. Again, as long as we don't have that in the water, it'll be fine. Not gonna leach any tannins or anything in, no pine tar. This area came together really well. What we did was excavated another 10 inches of depth for this to be lower than grade to allow for that water to pool up and flow down underneath the bridge, which is why our berm is so big. And let's go take a look at that right now. This berm is probably almost 3 times the size of the berm that we would normally do as far as circumference goes. And it's very low profile, which is part of what's adding to that. The homeowner didn't want it to be super high, and he actually solved the problem for me because with the extra excavation from the additional linear footage and the extra depth of the pooling area, I had more dirt to get rid of. He encouraged me to bring the berm on out this way, to the point I thought he was gonna put a little chipping green out here for the putting green. He said it's not what he's gonna do. He said he's gonna plant this all in, so excited to see what that looks like next spring. But yeah, top this guy off with some black mulch. It's ready for the winter, and it's ready for whatever we do with it next spring. So there you have it, gang. 25-foot pondless with a 6 to 8 inch deep pooling area, custom bridge. We didn't build the bridge, but custom bridge installed over a nice babbling little weir. We're gonna get out of here. Love to get some more putts in, but I don't have my clubs, and you know, Derek pays attention to stuff like that. So we're gonna finish cleaning up and get out of here. In the meantime, what you can do, like, follow, share, subscribe, tell us your favorite part of this water feature, and tell us about your short game. In the meantime, Uncle Trav, and I'll see you next time. 4